What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome you to another little workshop that we have. Today is just all about variable annuities. If you saw my other series, we talked about different kinds of annuities. This one's just about variable annuities. So before we get started, for those of you who don't know, I'm Chris Price. I'm one of our certified financial planners here. I'm a retirement income certified professional, CHFC, and a few other let's call it alphabet soup behind my name. My main objective is to provide some kind of financial education to both my clients and to you guys out there. So let's talk generically what variable annuities are, what they're good for, what they're not good for. But most importantly, let's make sure we have a broad understanding of what they are. They're a super popular investment. But the difference in variable annuities and other kinds of investments like mutual funds, stocks, bonds, is a variable annuity is controlled by a contract. All right, so a contract is unique. It's unique between you and I. A contract's unique between you and the insurance company. So unlike a mutual fund, which can be more of a generic investment, a variable annuity is unique to you and your situation. I bring that up because I hear a lot of clients, a lot of prospects come up to me and say, hey, my friend, my neighbor has this, I want it. Or hey, my friend, my neighbor had this, I don't want it. Well, unless your friend or your neighbor is in the exact same financial position as you, the exact same financial goals as you, they're buying one the exact same year, exact same state you're in, the exact same model annuity that you're going to be in or thinking about, or whatever the case might be, their situation's completely different. So I'm not saying it's right for you or wrong for you. I'm just saying their situation cannot dictate what yours should be. So variable annuities, because they're sold on a contract, right? There's many different companies. Think of them as, auto brands. There's many different brand of auto companies. Right? The main goal of an auto company is to put you in a vehicle that gets you from point A to point B. The main goal of a variable annuity company is to put you in a product that will get you from point A to point B, right? But just like auto manufacturers, every brand is unique. And not only that, every single model that brand makes is unique. And those models change year to year to year. It's the same thing with variable annuities. You could look at something today and it will be true today, but it's not going to be true a year ago or a year in the future or any of those other time scenarios. I bring this up and I bring urgency to this because definitely look into what that contract says, even that small print, because if you get an annuity, you got to live by that. Now, if I'm done scaring you, right, if you're the right person for one of these annuities and you get in at the right product or right time, it will be the best thing you ever do. But you got to make sure that you're not trying to shove a square peg into a round hole, for lack of better terms. So let's talk about that. All right. Generally speaking, a variable annuity is a contract that's offered by an insurance company that has many different, what they call sub-accounts in there. Those sub-accounts are different investments you can choose from. Some of your variable annuities will have one, some will have hundreds. All depends on the kind. The most relatable concept I can make to this is maybe like your 401k at work. If you do have a 401k at work, you know that there's a list of different investments you can choose from. And those investments are the engine of that vehicle. Right? Choosing the right investments in your variable annuity or in your 401k will dictate how fast this vehicle will move. It will also dictate how many issues or risky your vehicle might have. So the first thing is when you do get a variable annuity, make sure you understand what those sub-accounts are. Make sure you understand that you got to make changes to those into the future because the investments that are true today may not be the ones that are true to have in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and so on. So that's the first thing we want to know. We want to know that it's not just about the variable annuity, it's about the investments inside of it. After we decide that, we have to decide what kind of what they call riders do we want on this contract. So riders are basically a la carte items that we can choose to help us better make that product ours, basically, make that investment ours. Without those riders, a variable annuity is similar to a lot of other retirement accounts. Right? Think of your IRAs or something like that. Right? They'll grow tax deferred. Now there is significant differences. We're not going to get into the significant differences between IRAs, 401ks, and annuities. We're only going to talk about the variable annuity. But I need you to know that without those riders, the only real benefit or main benefit that the variable annuities are providing for you is tax deferral growth. That could be a value to you, could not be a value. I'm not here to say what you need and what you don't need. I'm just here to tell you the facts of how they work. The riders are going to dictate, is this right for you? Now, every single company has a unique way the riders will make this product attractive to you. But they usually focus on 2 or 3 main areas. The first area is a death benefit. Right? God forbid something was to happen to you, how is this money going to be passed to the next person, entity, or whatever the case might be? So you may find that having a death benefit is extremely important to you. So you may be looking for a variable annuity that has a rider that adds some kind of death benefit feature. Maybe the death benefit will give you more than you have in the contract. Maybe it will constantly grow regardless of the investment performance of that contract. Right? Each one has a unique advantage and disadvantage. But I will tell you this, in every single one of those riders, there's a cause and effect that goes a lot longer than just when you sign the contract. So maybe if you have one of those riders and the death benefit continuously goes up, what happens if you were to take some money, or investment performance was to beat it, or investment performance was to go down to 0? What happens to that? What happens to the cost of that a la carte item? These are questions we need to know. Next, and probably the most popular rider, is what they call an income rider. So we're in a day and age where pensions are kind of gone. Right? A very small part of the population has pensions, but a large percent of the population wants to have something that acts as a pension. So a lot of riders on variable annuities will have some kind of pension option. Now they call them an income base or an income rider, and they're designed to kind of insulate some of your income into the future. Now mind you, I said the word kinda, right? Because again, every single one works a little different. And you're definitely going to want to make sure if you do these, you find one that works for you. But generally speaking, a lot of them are designed to provide some kind of guaranteed income in the future. And that guaranteed income may last the rest of your life, last the rest of you and your spouse's life, or a certain time period. Think of it like a backup if your investments don't do well. Now I want you to think though, because here's the biggest problem that I do see, is we think of our account value and our income base being one and the same, and they're not. Right? Your account value is based on those investments we talked about earlier. Your income base could have something to do with those, but it's not 100% based on that. So touching one may affect the other or may not, but you don't have both. That's the one thing I want to make sure that we're clear. Both of these, we don't get our cake and we don't get to eat it too, for lack of better terms. So let's make sure we understand how that income rider works. The goal is though to provide you income. So now this has been a short, small class on just variable annuities. Trust me, they go into a lot of depth. If you are looking into something like that, make sure you have someone who is a professional. And just like when you go to the doctor and they tell you something, and you're not really sure you know what to do, and you get a second opinion, make sure you get that second opinion from another professional. Hey, I hope everyone has a great day. If you do have a question for us, go ahead and send us a message, leave us a comment. Whatever way you feel is the best way to get in touch with us. Have a great day, and I look forward to the next one.